Good morning. It's September 16th. I'm Jasmine Anderson. New security measures will be in place to keep former President Trump safe at his Long Island rally this week. It comes after a second apparent assassination attempt. The FBI says the Secret Service saw Ryan Ruth from North Carolina with an AK-style rifle in the shrubs about 400 yards from Donald Trump. It happened at one of the Republican presidential nominees' Florida golf clubs yesterday. An agent fired and Ruth dropped the rifle and left the scene.
The golf course is surrounded by shrubbery, so when somebody gets into the shrubbery, they're pretty much out of sight. All right, and at this level that he is at right now, he's not the sitting president. If he was, we would have had this entire golf course surrounded.
Trump was not hurt. His next rally will be Wednesday at the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale. We'll bring you an update from the county executive and police commissioner later this afternoon. In the Gilgo killings, new images of one of the victims found along Ocean Parkway are expected to be released today. You're looking at a sketch of the victim found dead in 2011. Today, the Suffolk DA's office is expected to release photos from a reconstruction of the remains in hopes of identifying the victim, believed to have been an Asian male. You can watch today's press conference live this morning, streaming here on NewsdayTV and on Newsday.com at 10 o'clock this morning. A convicted two-time murderer is trying to pin his killings on Rex Heuermann. Sherry Einhorn has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
On June 6, 2024, Gilgo killings suspect Rex Heuermann was indicted on murder charges in connection with the death of Sandra Castilla more than 30 years ago. That prompted attorneys for this man, Manorville carpenter John Bittroff, to question whether Heuermann could also be responsible for the two deaths their client was convicted of and is serving time for.
So they always insinuated that John was likely responsible for Sandra because one person killed all three women.
Rita Tangretti and Colleen McNamee were sex workers whose strangled bodies were discovered in East Patchogue and Shirley in 1993 and 1994. Lisa Marcosia is the deputy bureau chief for the Legal Aid Society Appeals Bureau. She's working on Bittroff's case.
All three women were found in a wooded area. Their legs were spread apart. Their hands were above their head. They were each missing one shoe. Colleen and Sandra both had their shirts pulled up over their faces. And the DAs also claimed that there were wood chips on all three bodies.
Newsday reporter Grant Parpan.
Ray Tierney will say just because Tom Spoda many years ago said he thought those cases were so similar does not mean he shares the same opinion. One of the ways that the district attorney's office today says is different is that Sandra Castilla was mutilated. She had a lot of sharp force wounds on her body that don't exist at the other two crime scenes.
Marcosia sent this letter to Suffolk District Attorney Ray Tierney, requesting for a second time access to Castilla's file. We believe that there is exculpatory information contained in that file that will help to establish that Mr. Bittroff did not murder Rita Tangretti and Colleen McNamee. The DA's office responded, saying the materials requested have no relevance to the Bittroff convictions. So the request is denied. Bittroff's wife sent this statement to Newsday, saying in part, "I know my husband, John Bittroff, is innocent. We pray that we can bring him home." Heuermann's attorney declined to comment. Newsday reached out to the families involved in the Bittroff case. The Tangrettis declined to comment for our story. The McNamee family says their opinion of the case hasn't changed since Bittroff was sentenced. For Newsday TV, I'm Sherry Einhorn.
Sherry, thank you. See our complete coverage of the Gilgo Beach killings on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. A police officer, an alleged ferry evader, and two innocent bystanders all shot at a subway station. NYPD says officers opened fire when the suspect pulled a knife and threatened to kill them.
Let's not forget why this started. It started because somebody wanted to come to the transit system with a weapon, somebody who, as the mayor said, had a history of crime and a history of violence.
It happened yesterday afternoon in Brownsville, Brooklyn. The officer hit by friendly fire is expected to be okay, along with a woman who was grazed by a bullet. The other passenger is in critical condition. Charges are pending against the suspect. We're learning more about Nassau's controversial plan to deputize armed residents. Virginia Huey has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Despite public outcry, Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman is moving forward with a plan to recruit 75 armed civilians for a force of special deputies to be activated whenever he chooses.
If a declaration of emergency were declared by me, then they would be called up.
In March, Blakeman put an ad in Newsday and the county's website seeking residents with gun licenses to serve as on-call special deputies who would assist authorities during county-declared emergencies. 25 approved applicants have completed training in recent weeks at a county facility like this one.
A couple have experience in emergency management situations.
A county spokesperson provided Newsday's criminal justice reporter Michael O'Keefe with background information about 19 of the 25 selected applicants.
9 of them are either retired or current NYPD members. 2 of them were retired Nassau County police officers. We had a Freeport cop and a Floral Park cop apply. One is a bank executive.
That bank executive is Gillies Gate of the Five Towns area, who told Newsday he applied because, quote, there is a higher calling. If the country and the state and the county needs you, you have to answer the call.
There's, far more many questions still remain, and it's put people on edge. Blakeman's office has not provided much information about how these people will be trained, who is liable in case something happens.
Democratic lawmakers raised those questions and others in this April 24th letter to Blakeman. They asked about training, chain of command during emergencies, and payment to special deputies.
We've gotten no response whatsoever. We don't know what he's doing. We don't know why he's doing it.
In the letter, Democratic lawmakers also said the provisional deputy program is, quote, flagrantly illegal, and called on Blakeman to abandon it immediately. Blakeman has said the provisional deputy sheriffs are being established in accordance with a state statute, County Law 655.
This law was designed to help rural communities up in upstate New York that don't have the resources that we have with a highly trained Nassau County PD.
Blakeman said he's being proactive for worst-case scenarios, such as Superstorm Sandy or a blizzard. He said the provisional deputies would primarily protect infrastructure, but acknowledged at an April press conference that the deputies could be activated to patrol protests.
If there was a riot, that would be a circumstance, obviously, where I would consider that.
The reality is that what is attempting to be done is a attempt by Mr. Blakeman to boost his power and authority without any rightful need. And that's a concern. It's a concern to a lot of people, particularly people who are already victimized.
But Blakeman says his critics are overreacting.
It's a list, it's a database, and I don't know what the big brouhaha's all about.
For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
Read more about this story on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Noisy neighborhoods are no longer deal breakers for Long Island house hunters. Rachel Weiss has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Planes, trains, and automobiles. When you're buying a home, getting too close to any of them once might have been a deal breaker. But local real estate agents say that's starting to change.
People that are relocating from the city, they're kind of used to cars and honking and sirens going on all the time, so it's a little bit of white noise for them. So they weren't as opposed to living off of main streets, per se, or next to railroad stations, stuff like that. We do still have such an inventory problem, so there's just less choices for people. So with that, people are a little bit more willing to overlook certain things.
Local real estate agents say home buyers moving here from New York City actually want to live by a train station, and it also works for Long Islanders who have to commute there for work. That's the case for Dheeraj Ramchandani, who lives right alongside these train tracks.
Me and my wife were looking for a house, and then we wanted to move a bit closer to the city, around Hicksville or that area. I was browsing Zillow, and then I found this. So proximity to rail station is one of the things that brought us to this house.
The software engineer works in the city 4 days a week, and he walks right to the train station.
I think for us getting this house, proximity to railway station was more important for us rather the noise. This is our first house, so we just like it as it is because it's our first house.
Rachel Weiss for NewsdayTV.
Read more about the housing market on Long Island on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Trending now, history at the Emmys. FX's Shogun took home 18 Emmys, including Best Drama Series last night. Hiroyuki Sanada won Best Actor in a Drama, becoming the first Japanese actor to win an Emmy. The cast of The Bear missed out on the night's biggest comedy prize, but star Jeremy Allen White took home Best Actor in a comedy for the second year in a row.
And the Emmy goes to Eben Moss-Bachrach.
Eben Moss-Bachrach repeated as Best Supporting Actor. And Liza Colón-Zayas won Best Supporting Actress, becoming the first Latina to win in the category. In the streaming world, Baby Reindeer won for Best Limited Series. The creator and star of the Netflix hit, Richard Gadd, won for lead acting and writing. Jessica Gunning won Best Supporting Actress. Checking out your hyper-local Monday weather, another nice day ahead, but changes are on the way. So let's talk about them. A bit of a chilly start to the morning. Here's a look outside at Conscious Point Marina in Southampton. Beautiful skies to start your day. Mostly sunny this afternoon with clouds rolling in late in the day. Checking out your day planner, mostly sunny, turning partly cloudy later today. Highs in the mid-70s. Now tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds. Highs in the upper 70s. And here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Rain returns Tuesday night into Wednesday and could hang around until Thursday. We'll keep you updated on that.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for watching.